All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Everyman crossword, which I now know is set by Alan Connor, the Guardian's crossword editor. Let's see what Alan, our Everyman, has for us today. Topless stunts engrossing husband in Docker's milieu. I presume the Docker's milieu is the definition. Topless stunts seems like it would just be TUNTS, and then we're going to put an H inside of that for husband, but how is that somewhere you would find dockers? I presume it's going to be a port or a harbor. No, I'm not getting that at all. Let's try struggle, insanely bored. It's what you have to wear. Oh, well, I'm thinking what you have to wear could be your wardrobe in 8 letters, and that would end in an anagram of bored. Ah, yes, and then the struggle is war. Oops, wardrobe. Ah, so I'm thinking now, wharfs. How is topless stunts? Let me put it in. I am not getting. Oh, so stunts as in stunts growth could be dwarfs. And then you take off the D and then you put the H inside. All right, I see it now. Bow stored in cedar chest. Okay, I think this is a straightforward hidden clue. Within cedar chest we have ark. Model wearing elaborate headgear. Wow. I wonder if wow could be the definition, because if one word wears another, that can often be wordplay. What would be a 2-word phrase for wow beginning with F, one that you can print in a newspaper? Yeah, I'm not getting it. Let's go back to the acrosses. It must be approximately a foot in length. Yikes. I wonder if the definition might be it must be something that is fated or is definitely like a dead cert or something like that. But then approximately a foot in length. No. Well, approximately could be circa, which might be C or CA. And then a foot in length. No, not seeing it. Again, give credence to description of Navy SEAL's outfit. I'm thinking it's going to be a re-word to do something again. Recredit, what give credence to is to believe, right? Or to, and then and then I think punningly it's going to be a description of Navy SEAL's outfit. Well, I think the wetsuits is the first thing I would think they might wear, but yeah, I'm not getting that at all. Somewhat anti-German, this beast. Okay, I think another easy hidden clue. Within anti-German we have tiger, which is a beast. Non-drinker wearing beam, no irritable. Non-drinker is usually a teetotaler. Yes, and a beam could be a ray. So if the TT is wearing ray, you get ratty, which might be irritable. I think it has other meanings, but that would be one of them. Having chewed escallops comes to premature end. I'm wondering if we're supposed to anagram escallops. How do you pronounce that? Escallops, I think. Which is 9 letters, comes to premature end. I'm not seeing the anagram. Collapses? Would that be comes to a premature end? I think maybe, but I'm pretty sure it's an anagram. All right, standard wedding feature in Britain, bold drunkard, first to trip. I presume it's going to be a standard wedding. Maybe just standard is the definition. No, it could be a standard wedding feature. Not bridal, bride's groom, but then in Britain is maybe that first B. Bold, drunkard. First to trip seems like we're going to end in a T. The first letter of trip. Let's go back to the Downs. Yes. So, wow, I suppose a very English way of saying that would be fancy that. Well, I think, yes, the model is a Model T. So the T is wearing or surrounded by elaborate, is fancy, and headgear is hat. All right. He'd gab and grumble affectedly, tried to subtly impress. I'm thinking we're going to anagram or affect he'd gab and grumble. Without the and, just he'd gab, grumble. And it's going to mean try to subtly impress. I'm not sure I can think of a phrase that means that. No, how about more paintings, etc. by O'Keeffe finally put up. I wonder if the definition is simply more because extra would work. But then how does by O'Keeffe finally is the last letter of O'Keeffe an E? Yes, so we're going to reverse everything, and so O'Keeffe finally is that E, and then by we often see is X as in multiplication, and then paintings, etc. is art, and all of that is reversed to give extra. Sinking in tigress green flailing. I think it's going to be an anagram of tigress green. Now I'm not sure about that T, so I'm going to take that out, but let's use the anagram helper. That's what it's there for. Oh, I'm presume it's going to be an ing word, so let me put the ing in and make life a little bit easier for myself. So sinking. Well, I'm thinking registering. Oh, sinking in. Wow, that's a very clever clue with the river. It looks like we're dealing with the sinking, but sinking in. I like that. Now it must be approximately a foot in length. Something true? No, let's try 8 down. Go back, not initially finding exit. Oh, well, a word for exit would be egress. Yeah, go back. Oh, so go back is regress, but without its initial letter. All right, so maybe it is something true. And I'm thinking as in it must be, but approximately a foot in length. No, not seeing it. Before, perhaps, ladies in trouble. Not seeing that. Like forward, planning a mass exodus. Or like forward planning, maybe? Don't see that either. Let's try this one. Seriously, I'm approaching Robin's home. I think it's going to be seriously. Something like in earnest. Yeah, so if I'm approaching, I suppose I near, and then a Robin's home would be a nest. All right. Now our standard wedding feature. What is that? No, not seeing it. Avoiding adventurousness, having eaten dishes of bananas. That's good. Having, wow. I think it's going to be in the something or on the, oh, on the safe side would be avoiding adventurousness, but then how did the bananas, oh, bananas could indicate an anagram, as in these letters have gone crazy. So I think it's eaten dishes of. That's another very clever one. Yeah, I do like that. All right, looking up and swearing. Is it a double definition? Looking up could be literally looking upwards, or it could be looking up something in a reference book or something like that. And swearing. Yeah, are things looking up, improving? No. How about stiff? Clothing every man had. I'm thinking of the American spelling of rigor, but it's not going to be that surely. But stiff, oh, rigid, of course. Ah, yes. So your clothing, I think you could describe as your rig in a slang way, I think. And then everyman is referring to himself as I, and I had is I'd, of course. How about goes to join with senior teachers backing? Yeah, I think because backing is often wordplay, I think goes to join maybe, or just goes to. Tends, leads something, goes to join. So what are senior teachers? Oh, heads, of course, the heads of schools. Heads out, maybe? Heads off? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. All right, I think here we get Everyman's trademark clue type primarily. So we're going to take the first letters of antisocial, leerily, offish, or frosty. Those words describe or define the answer, but they also provide the letters aloof. I always enjoy those. Showed approval of France, wasn't paying attention. Oh, I do wonder if this might be something off, but or showed approval. Yes, I think it is nodded off. So if you showed approval, you nodded. Of is of, France is F, and I suppose one way you wouldn't pay attention is to fall asleep. Tactful and distinct in pronouncement. I think this might be another double definition, but it's not coming to me. Enunciated, no. Pothead, one preparing apricots. Well, pothead suggests the P that is the first letter of pot. That T in the second location, the second place, is throwing me though. Yeah, maybe it is a pothead, one preparing apricots. I do like a nice apricot. Haven't had one in years though. Um, yes, because apricots have stones and you would remove those. You might be described as a stoner. Of course, you're not described as a stoner. So that's why the question mark is there, but a pothead is definitely a stoner. All right. Oh, so it's not off, but it looks like heads for. Ah, yes, if you're backing some proposition, for example, you're for it. I think that's right. In the wrong order, finally arrive in hilly area. I think it might be a hilly area. And then maybe we get a word for finally and a word for arrive, but we flip them around so it's in the wrong order. It's really arrive finally. Or is it a hidden clue? No, I don't think so. Okay. Conclude fashionable arbiter must be sent up. Um, Ah, yes, if you conclude something from the data, you might infer it. If you're fashionable, you're in, and an arbiter is a referee, and that is sent up to give us infer. Now, possess, well, this must be own. Fancy item of clothing, that's no good. Well, the fancy item of clothing is a gown without the G, gives us own. All right, we made it through, but an awful lot of gaps. Let's see. This one I thought was an anagram of heed, gab, and grumble. We do have all of the letters. Oh no, yeah, we do. Sorry. All right. So let's see. We still have two G's. Oh, humble bragged. Oh yeah, that's fairly modern slang. I can't remember when I first heard it. Maybe 5 years ago. Could have been 10. But fairly recent. Humble bragged. Ooh, so of course, shoe. Shoe tree, I'm thinking. It must be approximately a foot in length. I'm not 100% sure if that is right. I do think it's going to be shoe something. And shoe tree seems to make sense. Of course, we don't have a check this button on the Everyman. I will leave a comment next week when I post this if it turns out to be wrong. But since we don't have any other letters to get, it's going to have to do. All right, again, give credence to description of Navy SEAL's outfit. I'm thinking it must be reconfirm. And I think it's punningly, I suppose Navy SEALs go on reconnaissance, so recon, and an outfit could be a company or a firm. I think that's how that is working. I'm not crazy about that clue, but they can't all be winners, I suppose. Before, perhaps, ladies in trouble. Ooh, I'm wondering if it's something like inconvenience. But yeah, so maybe the definition is yeah, so it's one of these clues where the wordplay is put in a very odd order. And you just have to say before perhaps a ladies, which would be a bath toilet or a convenience, you're going to put the word in. These are the ones I struggled with when I first started and still have a little bit of trouble because it's just not the way our minds work when we read language, I think. Ooh, we have some great something. Oh, a blushing bride would be a standard wedding feature. And B is Britain. No, maybe bold is B. Drunkard is lush. First to trip. So, I never even noticed when I put in registering that I overwrote the I think I thought it was going to be a T at the end. So how is this then first to trip in Britain, Bold, drunkard. Drunkard must be lush, surely. And then first, oh, trip, maybe ride. But I'm not, yeah, I'm fairly sure it's right, but I just don't get the wordplay fully. Yeah. No, I'm not seeing it. Anyway, if any of you can decipher that Britain Bowl drunkard first trip, please let me know. All right, like forward planning a mass exodus. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Looking up and swearing. Well, unsurprisingly, it's going to end in ing. Oh, inspiring in there is, I think it's swearing as in swearing something is true as opposed to effing and blinding. Just not coming to me. And this one, we don't have any more letters for that. Are my tactful and distinct in pronouncement? I presume it's going to end in ed. Maybe we're going to put a word for distinct in a word for pronouncement to give us tactful. Let me look up some synonyms of tactful. Of course, it's not a word for distinct and a word for pronouncement. In pronouncement is telling us it's a homophone. And if you're tactful, you would be discreet, EET, which sounds like discrete, ETE, which means distinct, of course, of course. All right. Oh, I'm wondering if this could be upland, could be a hilly area. So to arrive could be to land, but what is in the wrong order finally? Oh, yeah, I think maybe my first thought was you reverse flip the words. I think if you land up, it's, I suppose, like ending up, you end up, you land up, finally arrive. And then if you flip the words, you get the upland. Yes. All right, looking up and swearing. I think I'm going to have to use wordplays.com for this one. What's going to come between the I and the ing? N or an L or S. Oh, there's a lot of consonants could come in there. Looking up. No, not saying it. It is a double definition. You just have to, I suppose, get the right uh, sense of both of these words. And so it's promising. Things are looking promising. And if you're promising to do something, I suppose maybe you're swearing. All right, let's see. Just this one, like forward planning, that must be an OUS, a mass exodus. Oh, it is that? TRU, TAU, total lodge. Oh my goodness, let me pause and think about that. Ah, yes, I think it is. Now is it yeah, total just. Yeah, so I think it's saying to use the phrase forward planning is unnecessary because, of course, if you're planning something, it has to be forward. And I think mass exodus maybe is also maybe the word exodus implies it's a mass leaving of people. And so these are tautologies. Oh, that's clever. So yeah, as I say, we don't have the check all button, but I'm fairly confident in everything, even if I don't fully understand them all. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Thanks to Everyman for that. And thank you for watching and have a great day.